I have a question for you. What is a game that you loved to play when you were a kid? Just think about it. I see some smiling faces here. This is good. It's because playing makes people happy. But what happens when something that makes us happy is actually gone? And we're going to find out right now. There is something hidden under your chair, so I would like to ask you to get it out. Right, it's a Play-Doh. It's the small thing that is destined to play with it, to make you more creative. It's like it unlocks your imagination. Why it happens is because when you play, you don't know what is going to happen. You don't foresee the result. So there is no judgment. You don't stop yourself. So you are free to create anything you want. But my challenge for you is this. I want you to hold the Play-Doh during the entire speech and not to play with it. Right? It's a frustrating moment. And this feeling we have when we are in companies and in schools where playing has no room. And it's so sad because the same companies and the same schools, they want to be innovative. But there is a problem here. No playing, but innovation. It doesn't fit. So what can we do about it? What can you do about it? And you, and you, and you. The question is simple. We actually, when companies come to me, they ask me, how can we make our people creative? And I tell them, well, you know, your people already are creative. They create every day. Emails, PowerPoints. When they come home, they create a dinner. When they are with their friends or family, they create a program or a trip. Even you today, you created your outfit, the way how you look. So people already are creative. So the question that we should ask maybe is how can we create an environment where creative people can play? So it all starts with games. And I told myself I will share with you few of them that we use in our workshops, and they work really, really well. So the first one is the Mystery of Gentlemen. This is a storytelling game. Storytelling is an amazing technique when you want people to start off. It's like the warm-up exercise. And it goes like this. You give people the beginning of the story, and you ask them to finish it on their own. Most of the time in the teams. It's much more fun when you do things together. So the story goes like this. There is a gentleman who is walking down the Champs-Élysées, and it's midnight. And he is wearing tuxedo with a hat, and he's pulling a trolley full of books. So you ask yourself, this is so awkward. It's so strange. So the mystery actually unlocks the creativity, and you let the teams to finish the story. And when we played this game in Germany last time, so funny, we say Germans, they are so strict and serious, but what happened in the room, I was just amazed. Instead of just standing up and reading the story that they have created, they start to play. And they said, okay, I am the murderer, and I came to your city, and I am looking for my new victims. I was like, okay, this is starting well. And I don't know where I'm going, but I told myself I'm going to be well dressed. And they continued. And then the last one, she got up and she said, well, so this is the first chapter of my new book that you can buy from tomorrow in the bookshop. And I was like, wow, this is the creative moment where even I was surprised. I didn't expect what will happen. And this is exactly what you are looking for. So you need some kind of trigger. So the Story of Gentlemen can do the trick. Another game that we invented for purchasing managers who said we want our people to be more creative in an approach when they negotiate with customers. And we said, well, instead of sitting in a room and talking about negotiation techniques, let's play a game. So we played the Impossible Barter. What we did, we gave them small objects of almost no value, like a paper clip. And we said, now you have half an hour to go to the shopping mall, which is just next to the office, and you need to exchange this, this object for some other object, which is much more valuable. And the winning team, when they came back after half an hour, they brought glasses that cost almost 200 euro. So it was incredible. They used their creativity. They went from one shop to another, and they changed the first object with the second, and second with the third, and they continued. And as there were several teams, they were actually competing. It was so funny. But with the game, they actually learned how to increase the value of something almost by 100%. And this is a skill that you can really use in a company. So the last game that I wanted to show you, it's called The Business Top Chef. It's inspired by a very famous TV show that runs in France and in other countries. And you have cooks, and they have given ingredients, and they need to cook something special, something amazing, something original. So instead of giving people ingredients, give them toys, or give them objects that you found at home, in the office. It can be really anything. The most unusual, the better. And you let them play with it. So when people manipulate with things, they think with their hands. So things are getting connected differently. So this example, it's from a bank. When we played this game, they had the grass roots, grass seeds. They had playing cards, and they had a sticker of a man doing sport. So what they said, okay, you need to use those objects to come up with a project that will solve some kind of a problem. So they said, one of our issues of employees is that we are always sitting when we work. And the summer is coming, and we feel like, yeah, I need to get in shape for the beach, so let's get people move a little bit. So they invented a program which was called FIT. And the idea was very simple. Every employee of the bank would be growing grass, right? But the trick is that if you are sitting on the first floor of the bank, your grass would be located on the 5th floor. And every day you need to go and water your grass, so you need to climb the stairs up and pour the water on your grass. And for proof that you were there, you take a card which is just next to it. So they invented really playful way how to make people move, how to do some exercise while using all the objects that we gave them in the Business Top Chef. So those are a few examples of games, but playing games is not really sufficient. Often when I come to companies for workshops or seminars, the place where it's supposed to happen looks like this. It feels like organizing a birthday party in a prison. It's gray, it's so sad, and sometimes there are even no windows. It's horrible. So I asked myself, what can I do about this? Because not always you can change the room. So I told myself, let's upgrade the room. To upgrade the room, you need colors. So you can bring color papers. You can bring a craft paper that you can put on the wall. It's long like this, and let people draw. When they draw, they think differently. You can bring photos. You can bring magazines. You can decorate the room in some kind of a theme. Let's say Star Wars or E.T. or MacGyver, anything which can inspire some new ideas. So once you do that, if you want people to play, of course, they will need toys. So bring toys. You can bring Lego. You can bring visual cards. You can bring spaghetti. There is a really amazing game with spaghetti. Anything that you find at home. The more unusual, again, the better. And if you have the chance, if they tell you, okay, let's think out of the box. So get out of the box, right? Go, really, move. And go to a cafe, which is on the top of the roof. Go to a park. Go to a train station. Go to kindergarten. Go to a shopping mall. So change the place. If you want people to have new ideas, just change the place. So playing games and having a playground, those are first two things. But sometimes it's not enough, because there are really good exercises to work your creativity. Tea bag doodle, it's very funny. You take a tea bag and you put it in hot water, you make your tea, and while it's still wet, you get it out and you put it on a paper and it makes a stain, which is good. And your job is to use the stain as inspiration to finish the doodle, to make some drawing. So this is amazing creativity exercise. But if you come to a manager and you say, okay, so what do we do with this? What's the purpose? So we need to find a way how to connect playing with the objectives. For example, learning. And there is one amazing example. It's Ron Clark. He's an American educator, and he worked with disadvantaged kids in Harlem. And at that time, they had to learn all the 44 American presidents, and this was an impossible task for the kids. Okay, they didn't want it to do that. It was long. It was difficult. So what he did, he put the information inside of the rap song. So they created the rap song, and in the end, you had 33 kids who were just rapping like this, and they knew the order of all the presidents. And this was an amazing example where you use playfulness and creativity to learn something new. Another example is Walt Disney, who started to play with the images, and he put them on the wall when he was creating new animated movies. And when he started to play with them, he started to remove them. He took something out, added something new, and he invented a new working method called storyboarding, which is still used in movie making and even more and more in corporate communication. So when you play, often there are things which are unexpected. So it's like a mistake. You start with objective number 1, and you end up with something really new. And this is fine. This is why playing makes sense. So Meg Vickers, in 1955, when they were trying to create a wallpaper cleaner, they came up with this. It was a Play-Doh. You see, it works. When you play, something happens. So next time, when someone comes to you and tell you, okay, we need to be more creative, we need to be innovative, we need to do something, just tell them five words. It's very simple. Tell them that creativity comes when you play. Thank you.